What's going on YouTube? Welcome to Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, Advanced Any Percent Tutorial. I'm FERANATOR. Currently it is, May 1st, 2017. And this is the most up-to-date current route and advanced snack routing. This tutorial will not be going over anything relatively trivial, so I won't be going over things like galoshes, skip, and stuff like that. I assume for the most part you've run the game before, and you're here because you want to get a low 30 or a sub 30 even. Now the snack route I'm going to go over a couple of different options that you can do. Whether or not you want to get, like if certain snacks are too hard for you to go for, I'll show you my backups and give you a time estimate. It's hard to exactly tell what time you're going to get by the snack route you use, but I can give you sort of a time estimate. Yeah, so let's just get into it then. First off, you can mash A in this opening cutscene if you want. It really doesn't matter as long as you're holding R. Should be good. But I like to go right after the second sort of like beat. It'll go doot doo 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 doot, and it's right on that doot that you can press A. So just try to watch it, and then I'll go into snack routing. Right there, see? And then you'll notice right away after that cutscene ends, I'm already holding down left and R, and what this will do is this will have Scooby start to run along this snack line. Now if there are some snacks later they're having trouble with, feel free to do the normal down left and come get these 5, but we route these out because these take a little bit longer than a couple of snacks we get instead. So you're going to run down right away in here and into the playground. The playground, we're going to be doing 100% strats. We need as many snacks as possible. So let me actually use my save states real quick. Not used to actually having save states. I'm going to use F1. Okay. So when you come through here, what you're going to do is you're going to run along here and try to get all the snacks. Now when the fade in happens, you want to hold R and sort of turn Scooby to begin with. A big mistake you can do is start off by trying to charge, because then you're going to have to do this long turn to avoid the magnifying glass. So what you do is just turn as soon as Scooby's turned, get that line of snacks, get these 3, hop up this. Now at the top of the jump on this trampoline here, if you just land on the slide, you'll have that animation of Scooby like landing, and it'll actually eat all your like movement input for that time, and you won't be able to do anything. You see, like, I'm moving when I land, but it eats it, and I just sort of waste a couple seconds landing. So to avoid that, what you do is either a first frame jump, which is what I personally do because I like to be able to jump and get that snack. Oh, or that, I guess. What I like to do is I like to jump so that after I get this group of snacks, I can then come and get that extra snack up there. But what you can also do is you could also, when you land, charge. I'm bad at the charge. But essentially when you land, if you charge right away, you can charge down here. That's a little bit faster, but it'll miss that one snack at the edge there. Now, once you've done whichever strat you're going to do down this slide, and this one doesn't make much of a difference, it's like half a second and 1 snack, like that's horrible though. Which, half a second for 1 snack isn't too bad of a trade-off, depending on how consistent you are with snack collecting. That may or may not be a good thing. I'm going to get this just for the sake of having the right number of snacks. From there, what you're going to do is you're going to go from the trampoline. You're going to go from the trampoline right onto this tire swing and hold sort of left like that to get all those snacks. And the same thing over here. You might have to wiggle it to get it to actually work the way you want it to, but you should probably have a feel for that already. Obviously, just jump up there. Get those two if you can. Now, those sometimes can give me trouble. I'm gonna go for these again. And then you'll get to see sort of me getting the lines of snacks again. I do a lot of minor adjustments as I'm charging Scooby. There we go, I got it. Okay, now at the top of that jump there, you sort of want to let go so you can grab all those snacks. That can be a little difficult to do. You just sort of have to get the timing with when to release the tire swing down. And that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So the next thing I'm going to show you isn't for a while. We're just going to enter manner like normal. Try to get a charge all the way up. Make sure to mash enter door button. I'm going to run to the left here. I'm going to make a save state. So this is where the first big reroute comes in. What we're going to do is we're going to run up the stairs like normal. Get the key and then right immediately turn back and jump this way. We're going to run to about here. So Scooby's head is next to the Black Knight painting. Jump up, so now you're in front of the left side, like his left arm. Jump off of this ledge, and you'll be able to get up onto this chandelier here. You're going to get these 10 snacks. They're really fast, and then continue into Holly. You're going to try to slide as far as you can that way, past Holly. Mash through her text like normal. She'll give you the map. Now, ideally, you can get like around here. I didn't get too good. I got about here. But anyway, from here, you're going to use this invisible ledge here to jump from here to the chandelier. Get these 5. And I'm going to make another save here. Get those 5. You're going to run down this hallway. Open up this this window. And you're going to jump from the corner of that window to the chandelier. This jump's a little tricky. If you have trouble with it, it saves 2 seconds-ish, maybe a little bit less, over the 5 at the beginning that I said you should route out. So if you have trouble with this jump, just route it out and go for the 5 at the beginning. And also route out the couple along the bottom and route in another box a little bit later. I'll be showing a couple of spare boxes everywhere. So again, kind of fast. That's what you essentially are trying to do is get the first cycle of the painting before the bat's there. So that's actually the real strat. So here, watch that. What you're going to do is jump at the first corner. That way you get the first cycle with the bat. Now, ideally, you have 100 leaving here, but you might have more or less depending on what you decide to reroute. This would be my first split. Let me save state. What I do here is, I know Baz likes to jump over and do that. I personally like to get a charge going, but this works too. That works completely fine. What I like to do is I like to have a charge going. And if you do it right, you can slide right into the key. I think Baz's way is probably faster though. Yeah, see, that way you can slide right into the shovel. But Baz's way would be that, and then dig the shovel with the shovel. Now, one thing to note is that you can't actually dig with the shovel while sliding. So if you do that, you can't actually dig that whole time. You'd have to wait till Scooby's animation's done. So you can run over and jump to it, or I even just walk over to it and dig it. Then here what you want to do is tap R and press down and let go in a way that Scooby slides into the key. This can be tricky to do, so you might want to hold down for enough frames that you actually get to change your angle a bit more. Like there I charged by accident. Then we're just going to enter shock. Now, we got Holy in the chat there. Yeah, no problem, dude. Stream's still loading. Well, I'm recording too, so you'll be able to watch the, whatchamacallit. You actually showed up in my followed this time. I did it, but I still no load. Oh, that's okay. Okay, so this room has been slightly rerouted. If I could ask Holy quickly what the other strats are, like the lamppost strats. Is it like... Is it over here at all? I don't know what the lamppost strats are, but it's something to do with, I think, this lamppost. You jump on top of it, and then you can get up to over there. Supposedly easier. Oh, that might be it right there. Yeah, it feels like you're able to jump on this lamppost from over here. That's probably what it is. I personally don't do that because that feels slow to me. What I do is when I enter fishy, I hold down first of all to avoid pulling a holy, and then charge pretty much immediately after. So if you want to watch, it's only a split second. When the fade ends, I'm already charging. I get those 3 snacks, run this way, get these 2 and those 2 in one jump. It's not important, but this jump is makeable and saves a decent amount of time if you can get consistent at it. Next thing you want to do is sort of come off at an angle along this, along this line here. This line Scooby up in between these 2 barrels. And you'll see Scooby's nose go about there in a second. So you'll see Scooby's nose go right in there, and then if you tap A, like literally just tap it, Scooby will grab those 2 snacks sometimes. Now if you miss it, don't worry too much, because we're going to most likely be coming back here. Now I'm going to be showing you hook jump. Pizza sort of was the inspiration between this trick, and I think found it, and then we just routed it into a run. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to, after getting those 2 snacks off the barrel, you're going to jump up against that hook and then quickly do a jump that goes that way and back that way. Because that hook is, there's technically a little bit of collision right here that Scooby will hit his head on. So you have to land on the hook down here, then jump this way and that way around that collision. So I'm going to do this whole room again, if I can. Also notice that most of my jumps, other than this one, don't touch the barrels. I missed it. There you go. There's a good hook jump. You're going to get these 2. Then you'd come down this way if you missed Ponger barrels. If you didn't get those 2 snacks, you can drop back down this way and get those 2 snacks. Otherwise, just run off the edge this way. This hole is really tiny. It's really actually difficult to fall in this hole. I mean, of course it's possible still. But this is going to be where you reset the most if you decide to actually go for Ponger barrels and hook jump. Not Ponger barrels. Ponger barrels is easy. And it's only 2 snacks. But hook jump, if you decide to go for hook jump, then this will be where you reset a lot, because this is kind of a finicky trick. You're aiming for like a really tiny collision on... you can also get it from the life preserver here. It's a little bit easier, I guess, if you miss it the first time. I've been trying to get in the habit of doing it this way, just so I can get it more consistently first try during runs. Now I don't know why it does that. I missed one of the Ponger barrels, so I'm going back. So ideally you have 124 snacks here, but that's only ideally. I'm going to come through the rest of the area normal, making sure to cut corners when you can. These fish are actually, when you get here, if you get here in the first cycle, they're in awful timing. They're coming up around here, just to show you can still get them without dying. But if you feel like you need to, wait or give them half a second. Do that, because it's worth waiting half a second than dying here and going all the way back to the beginning. The rats are going to be on different cycles as well, but they're pretty much always the same. You can avoid all the rats, so do so. Charge here, hold down. That's not how I normally do that. That's annoying. And that would be getting extra snacks. Kill me, caveman. Or I'll just do everything again. Also take note that this isn't a huge thing, but it definitely can make a difference in some runs. Ah, that's okay. But take note of how many frames I'm actually holding the jump button for on certain jumps, because sometimes you actually don't need to jump for super long to actually make jumps. This is normal. Everything's normal here. You guys know all this. Don't need to explain any of that. You should know that, I hope. 2 actors from Disney XD. Oh man, chat's just going. Of course you're going to mash through this. Now, my Shaggy route is I bring Shaggy over here and get this box. You can technically get that box from jumping off of the box over here. But I don't even think that's worth going for, to be honest. Because if you miss it, that's just another reason to reset. If you want to go for it, sure. Let me show what that looks like. Someone remind me to save state every room. They were in a slightly better cycle because I missed Ponger Barrels one time. Now normally don't go back for all these snacks. I'm just trying to have an ideal snack count at the end, so you see what a perfect snack count looks like. I'm actually going to make one when this cutscene ends. I don't want to watch this every time. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? So after this comes down, now from here... Yeah, so you can make that jump. It's not too bad of a jump to make, and I think it saves only a little bit of time off of the normal route. Like, it saves waiting for Shaggy one extra time, which I guess is good, but, you know, if you're not confident in that jump, I wouldn't do it at all. And that's how the route would change. Yeah, actually, that's almost a whole hook cycle faster. You get these 2 snacks, get this, and then those 2 by the caveman. Oh, why is that one being stubborn? Then you jump up here, get this 1 box early, and then this will set up YOLO hooks normally. Let me show you my normal YOLO hook setup. Obviously, I'm not practiced for the YOLO hooks with... Oh, this actually might all be off because of the way I save stated, but that's fine. Now that looks about right in terms of hook cycles. So, you get those, Oh, I missed that jump now. Well, YOLO hooks is pretty much an adaptable trick anyway, so you gotta sort of adapt as is, but ideally you get all those. You don't have to YOLO hooks by any means. It's still not necessarily necessary at all for a good time, but it's there if you want to do it. If you're on the pier, you're just going to try to jump as you get to that last snack. Don't worry about missing any of these snacks. It's all fine. Ideally, you're going to just be skipping that 1 snack. However, you can technically still go for it. What you do is you charge up here and jump. You'd charge and then jump a little bit to the left, getting that 1 snack at the edge. I hate this trick. There we go. And then you get this snack, ignore the box, and get all these. Because this essentially allows you to skip the snack getting back. Before I continue, I want to show Holy something. Come on. Yeah, you can clip down there. Fun fact. So now this room's a little different. You're going to mash A upon entering. The tash strat would be to get a full A jump as the cutscene ends, as the load zone ends. I got it too. And land on this barrel up here. Then from there, you could jump to this post and these boxes, and that's faster than walking. I'll try it again. I didn't get but it's still slightly faster than walking, and you'd be ahead of the crab by just like a tiny bit. Normally you're not going to get that, so just mash A. Get the little jump. And walk here like normal. I still hold R here for some reason. I don't know why I don't need to. Try to be as close to the edge of the crabs as you can while still not getting hit. Now, right here, I made a save state. Because right here coming up, there are two different ways to do this next part. The first way I'm going to show is the way I do. It's consistent for me. And it, I think, loses like a couple frames maybe. But I jump around the posts right here. I jump around these posts because I don't like jumping over them. It just doesn't feel right. And the other strat to that would be, is that right? No. The other strat to that would be just jumping straight over them. That jump's a little bit more tricky to make. I personally enjoy going around better, and it also sets me up to do this way easier, in my opinion. But whatever you want to do. Also, the camera sometimes doesn't change, apparently. You're going to jump down this way, land on that, land on this, land on that, and then come get these 10 as well. Now these snacks, if you do this ideally as fast as you can, I'm going to try to show the cycle that you want to go for when you do this room fast enough. Yeah, this is it. You can essentially grab this box while charging and charge off the edge. It loads too fast for me to be ready. Don't know if I'm going to get it because I did a little bit of muck up. Actually, if you go for that one first. That's actually probably faster. Do that strat that I just did. Because you essentially... Quick aim. What you essentially want is you want to not break Scooby's momentum on that when sliding into the water. So if you actually go and... Oh. If you go and grab that snack box first, it definitely won't break Scooby's momentum, and it won't be as reliant on the Ghost Diver cycles. Yeah, because see, I made it there kind of decent. And then you can slide into the water. So yeah, try it that way. So now everything's pretty much the same. We're going to do crab jump. The advanced crab jump is to go over here. Skip that second jump entirely. You can also do the second jump and avoid walking in the tar. I find that to be even slower though than trying to cut that corner. Reminder to make save states. God damn it, FERANATOR. Oh, I gotta... Alternatively, the other crab jumps you can do is there's this one, which I see a lot. That's decently fast, and you can charge off here. That might be faster. 2. The other crab jump is the one I did before, which is this one. It's about the same. Might be a bit slower. 2. And then, of course, then the simple crab jump, the one everyone knows. It's the barrel. This one's decent as well. If you do the crab jump with the barrel, the only thing I would say is don't get the one snack, because you can get it after doing the barrel crab jump. Now, you'd normally charge down here. I'm assuming you know this movement. Let me try to get a little bit closer when I do this. So I've pretty much got the muscle memory down for that, and I would recommend doing it. You'd be surprised how much it cuts off overall. You're going to charge this way and down. Most of this is now just the any %, so I'm going to run through. You sort of want to slide to enter certain doors, since it's slightly faster than running. Down, up, around this way. This is all pretty much the same movement. Work on looking how many frames you're actually jumping for and how many frames necessary to jump for. Just sort of understand where you're going and what you're doing at all times. The snack route here is exactly the same as normal. Extend your charges as far as possible. If you can, when you're watching me do movement, count the number of charges I actually do. You'll see it's probably fewer than most people. And that just means that I have the longest possible charge for longer. And I have the max speed for longer, which is the best way to get movement in this game. To have that fastest speed as long as possible. So you don't want to charge too much. Now, advanced flower jump isn't anything different. I'm just going to say, usually I don't dig the flower. If you want to have runs not die to flower jump, go ahead and dig the flower. My setup, which didn't actually work there, is I run, and when I see the flower move, like I run over the flower, and when I see it move is when I jump. And I can usually get that invisible wall and then all the snacks. I think it's 2 that I loaded up. Yeah. You can do the whole room again, I guess. Now, if it wasn't for the snack box, we might maybe be able to make an early table cycle, but unfortunately that snack box is there. I guess I should actually... Let me do one other thing. Let me explain one other thing. Okay, you can sort of see the way I hold my controller, but my visual cue here is when the table gets to, oh great, I gotta wait for it to go back down now. So when this edge of the table here lines up with this line, that's when I know I can jump, sort of right at the bottom of it's like a triangle thing, right at the bottom, when this table gets to the bottom of that light like diamond is when I know I can jump. So I sit here and I hold R, then when it gets to the bottom of that light part I jump and I make it up. Now, you can go a little bit before it, but that's really consistent even if I don't do my highest possible jump. So over here, if you happen to miss, so not that snack, but if you come over this way and like this werewolf's in the way or something and you have to miss some of these snacks, that's fine, don't backtrack for them. Flower jump, flower jump. So what you're going to do here is you're going to do flower jump, hopefully get it. Oh, I hate flower jump. Hopefully get all the whatchamacallits. Now, here's the thing. There's a trigger about right here that'll cause this flower to go. Now, as long as you collect that line of snacks and don't trigger the flower, you'll be safe to just run past the flower. If the flower is going, you might have to hug the wall a bit more to avoid the breath of the flower. But since I didn't hit the trigger, the flower is not actually breathing, and I can go through that relatively easily without worrying about the flower's breath. The only thing you have to worry about is the werewolf cycle. If the werewolf hits you, then you have to worry about the breath. But for the most part, you can usually get there and finagle the werewolf. If he hits you, it's not the end of the world. Just keep going. At this point in time is usually when I have 350 or maybe a bit less. And then, of course, this snack makes it 351. You're coming along this way. You're going to drop slightly. Get all these snacks. Again, if you happen to miss some of these while going, don't worry about it, because now you're backtracking this way. So now just make sure you pick up any snacks you left. It's important that you don't leave random snacks for the most part, because it is a relatively tight route. And see, any snacks you miss there, you can now get. And the more snacks you don't miss on the way is the less you have to collect in Creepy. So what you're going to do here is you're going to start out by holding right and mashing B, essentially. You want to get a semi-early charge. So you want it to be essentially as close to when you hear the gate sound as possible, so that you can get as close to that arrow as possible. And that'll set up both of those arrow dodges. And what I like to do is I like to end a charge right after that arrow, because that puts me pretty close to this flower. And the thing about this flower is if you don't dig it quick, the scarecrow is going to get you. So you want to sort of just end your charge, get the dig quick, get the box, get this line of snacks, get this line of snacks. I'll go back for that. I wouldn't in a normal run, but I want to show ideal snack collecting for the tutorial. At the end here, a little fast strat you can do is sort of try to clip the edge of the snack and then fall into the pit. See, that was a little too early. You want to do it when you hear the gate, otherwise you'll go too early. See this? I'm way in front of the scarecrow. I didn't have to worry about him at all. Now here you'll notice this one, you can do a 1-frame jump. All the other ones you sort of have to hold out your jump. Sort of just touch the ledge, grab the snack and die. Same thing here, when you hear the gate, run this way, jump over that, come this way. Now obviously don't hit that. When I get to Skull Cliff Skip, let me move this guy down. Come here, dude. Come here, dude. Come here, dude. Okay. When I get to Skull Cliff Skip, what I normally do is I come up charging, and during the very beginning of the charge, no matter what you're pressing, Scooby will continue his forward momentum in whatever direction he's pointing. So what I do is I like to point Scooby in this direction, the up left direction, as I start this charge, and then swap over to the D-pad right here, and then when I'm done I can just walk through. Let me try to show that again. And I find walking to be the most consistent way through. It might be faster if you try to slide through. I'm not sure. I would work around what you know. I would just go for walking. It's the fastest I can see. So now we're in Misbehavin'. Probably about a fourth of the way done. You're going to hold left and mash B when you come in here. Going to get one snack, and then at the edge of this dark line is where I normally fall off, a little bit before it. Actually, let me do it all over. Do it fast so you can see. Grab this snack here, the edge of that line, fall off. And that's a little bit too late, actually. Do it more at the like crack where the rock face turns. Right there. Should land at the very edge there, and then just hop along this snack line. Now Baz has a slightly different route. I'll show that off if I can remember it. I don't want to show it off wrong. Just sort of understand positioning in this room. Try to avoid the fish monsters. Sometimes they'll chase you over here. Those last two snacks are close enough to the ground that you don't have to jump to get them. So if you happen to not get the thing done, if you happen to have a different jumping pattern going over there, charge through those last two snacks. Let me try to show Baz's route through here. Baz's route is slightly different. He gets that. He falls off, I guess, a little later too. It gets an extra snack and slightly reroutes the boxes. He would fall and land on that box, then come this way and do the rest of the room the way I did it. If you double jump, the fish will lose you. So, oh, maybe not all the time, but sometimes. Oh, good, that momentum. I'm gonna get killed by fish. See, those last two you can just charge into, but the third one you can't. Okay, death by fish is fine. I'm gonna reload the area and do it my way. So that was Baz's strats. I personally don't do that way, but, you know. That was a really good, I got a lucky slide there. That allowed me to get that in 2 jumps, which I don't normally get. You get that box, you run sort of close to that pillar there. Get these, try to avoid the fish monster seeing you. Because I hate it when they chase you over here. It just makes collecting these snacks a pain. If you can, charge through this bottom 2. Now, this area here is a little annoying. So, there's a cutscene, as you probably know. And we don't want to land on the ice too much. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab this snack box. And then, like the jump that grabs the snack box, you're going to come here and try to land like up at this lip here. And then charge along the lip. Because it won't trigger the cutscene on the lip. And then at the very end of that charge, enter. But I don't risk this because I don't want to lose runs to this stupid cutscene, so I still come down and then I just charge towards the lip, which works fine for me. It's still fast. I would recommend charging towards the lip, not on it, but Baz charges on the lip, so I figure I'd let you guys know. It's a little bit faster. Skull Cliff is pretty normal, nothing too intense here. Just make your cycles, get all these snacks. You know, try not to miss too many snacks. We're going to be going over a bit of safety snacks at the end of Skull Cliff, because there's a box that, I think I get it anyway. Yeah, I get the box anyway, never mind. Just casual, you know, make your cycles. There's no huge rush here. Cycles are pretty lenient when you're good enough to make them all the time. Yeah, don't mind me showing off. It's just sort of like, I get impatient waiting for platforms, so I go for snacks. Since it's mostly cycle-based, it's not until, I think it's this next part here. No, even this is fine, because we're still going to have to wait at the end. So if you want to give yourself more time, just try to hug the insides of walls, limit your frames you press jump on, things like that. Try to stay in contact with the ground more. Now you're going to grab this snack, and then let me actually make a save here. You're going to then, you're going to grab this snack with a double jump. You're going to come up here, grab these 2 snacks, and you should still be in time for that cycle. In fact, if you do it well enough, you can actually even grab this snack and still make this cycle. And then that also routes out having to get the other bonus snack. Depending on how quick you are, you can route out this and get that bonus snack too, if you need it. So ideally we'd have 568 getting those bonus snacks there. But also 556 is possible. This is all normal. This is just making cycles. Now that second one you can leave kind of early, since you're no longer going for cycles and just trying to rush. If you're in front of that ghost diver, you're in good shape. Those crabs gave me bad RNG. Good RNG is when you can bounce on them. So in this next room, you always get hit by one of the fish towards the beginning of Cliff 4. That's not actually slower, Holy. The fish at the beginning of... Let me see if I still have a save back there. I don't. Oh, wait, maybe? No, I don't. But that fish at the beginning of Skull Cliff 4, you can still get hit by him and make that cycle, as long as you're then quick about it. No, I move. What I do is I actually move in the 3rd dimension around the fish. In Skull Cliff 4, like I go from I go from like this level of the screen and I move that way, like around, so that it doesn't hit me. But even Beat My Bro and Baz still get hit by that fish. So now in this room, you're not going to hold and mash, because we want this fish here, like right on the side there, we want that fish to turn around before we start moving. So we're going to hold the run button, and as soon as the fish turns around, we're going to jump, because that'll allow us to jump over his head without getting hit by him and get the whole line of snacks. Let me show what happens if you just try to go. He's going to hit you, and then you're going to have to delay to get those snacks. Now, or you're going to miss those two and have to do another jump up to get those. So it's better to just wait the half a second for him to turn around so you can get the whole line of snacks than it is to have to either risk getting hit or having to do a second jump. So once he turns around and you're able to go and get this whole line of snacks, then you get these two. Come back this way. You don't have to leave the ground to get that box. That rock should have just fallen. Get this whole line of snacks, this whole line of snacks, this whole bridge of snacks, charge at the edge of the bridge, get around the crab and everything. You can sort of cheese the cycles by, like, let's say this rock's going to fall, you can sort of go around it. It's faster than waiting the cycle, and it's better than getting hit, obviously. Also, they're fairly lenient in terms of their hitboxes. So, like, I think you can even avoid it. You can't avoid it on the inside, but you can on the outside. I don't think I'll get hit here. Also, Scooby's legs are... Oh, I will get hit here. Hold on. You see where it's sort of the far end is? I don't know what's going on with Scooby's legs. Yeah, right here, we're good. Still good. That's where you get hit. So, right at the edge of the thing, you're safe. Get this box, this thing, and now this jump here can be tricky because we're going for the bonus snack, so we want all three. What could happen is you could... Oh, I got all three. What could happen is you could just get the first two and then jump back. But what you want to do is sort of extend the first jump as far off the ledge as you can so that you get all three. I don't know, this feels slightly more lenient than when I do it on console. Unless I'm just better at it for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, usually I don't even get that third snack until the jump back. So, if you get the third snack on the jump back, then you're fine too. As long as you land back here and don't die. They'd be sad if you died. You're going to get this line, bounce on the crab, and then charge out. Now we're going to discuss Summer early. What's going on, Pong? Yeah, you're right. No one can stop you, but no one can verify your runs. Guess what? Hooray! No distinct advantage. I kind of figured. You can officially do runs on emulator. Okay, so this room, we're going on an early cycle. I forget what. I think I used 4. You're just going to hold left and charge. You're going to get that line of snacks and try to land about there. There are actually several ledges you can land on. Let me try to show them. Get off of my wire, Farrah Coffee. Okay, so several of the cycles, you can, several of the platforms, you can land in between sort of, there are a couple marks here. You can land in between, like, on like a ledge there. There's also a ledge further up here. Damn it. It's a ledge further up here that you can land on. This ledge I hit more consistently, but this one's probably the one you're going to wind up going for, just because if you're not super quick, you're going to wind up hitting that ledge, because you'll be slightly lower on the jump. It's worth going for. It saves about 2 seconds over waiting for this platform cycle, but if you're really not confident in it, it's not going to be the end of the world if you just wait on this platform cycle. I bet a run could still world record without having summer skip, so putting that out there. That being said, this is the advanced tutorial, so we're not going to baby you. You're going to learn summer skip. That is wrong. Then you're going to run out this way, get this line of snacks, get these 5, and then continue upward and onward. Get this line of snacks, this entire line of snacks, hopefully in one jump. Mash X to get in here before the cutscene starts. Save state. Hill is pretty straightforward. You're going to try to get up here in single jumps. If you need to use a double jump, no fret. You want to get these 2 snacks and then get this whole line. This will actually set up a cycle. I'll try to show this kind of fast and explain the cycle I'm going for. So now we're trying to get ahead of a rock at the very beginning of the hill section. So by grabbing that, it actually makes you cut off enough distance, but now I hit the spider, so I probably won't be able to make it. Maybe I can sort of show it. Yeah, see this rock? We want to beat this rock to these snacks. So if I didn't hit that spider, I would have made it. I'm going to try it one more time. Otherwise, you're just going to go on the theoretical that it's possible. I don't know if I make it in my PB or not. Oh, that was really bad. Well, you know what? We'll show it without the bat jump for now, since what you do is essentially be here and you'd run next to the rock like that. Get those snacks while avoiding the rock. It's not too difficult to do. It just takes, like, doing hill over and over and over again a billion times. Also knowing exactly where your charges end and that jump. I'm not going to make it because I did a double jump at that jump, but... Oh, I might make it. Yeah, I barely will make it. Get around the rock, then you're going to continue up the hill. I can't think of any route differences other than just try to do single jumps for the most part. You have to double jump over the whatchamacallits. The jumps are too precise. You should make this table cycle. These end jumps are all double jumps. You want to try to jump over that guy. Grab the helmet, mash A, avoid the cutscene at all costs. That was kind of sloppy snack collection, but you get the idea. Then you death abuse. Get back to the beginning and do this movement again. Now this warp gate here, when you enter it, although I'm pressing this button, what I do is right as I'm getting to it, I change to up so that my first input, warp gate doesn't actually take your first input. It carries it over from what you did when you press the X button to enter the warp gate. So if you roll from right to up as you press X, it'll take your first input as up. And if it takes your first input as up, now you just have to mash left for the entirety of the warp gate. So that's what I do. I come up this way. And I try to roll into up so that it takes my first input as up. And then I can just mash left on the D-pad while it's registering that first up input. Of course, if that doesn't happen, you just mash left. It doesn't matter if you can sort of roll your thumb to the up key. And if you mash up left, it's fine as long as by the time you hit A at the mystery machine, you're not mashing up left. Because then you could wind up going the Mystic Manor and you don't want that. But the menu itself, if you get the roll, I'm not getting it. There it is. You get the roll, it's just all the way left. Like that. Nothing too difficult. You can get the bonus snack if you want. Ideally, you'd get it quick and then do Galoshes skip as normal. Now, Fishy's clues is very different. Now, if you skipped any snacks in the beginning, the bottom of Fishy 1 is too slow. Don't do that. Just try to work on your Fishy movement. Take note that I'm always moving in the same direction as the conveyor belt. I haven't made a save in forever, haven't I? I think my last one is, yeah. Okay, we're going to do hill again, because why not? I can skip all this out in the actual video itself, unless I say something important. Like, oh, a backup for bat jump. Let me do that. Okay, a backup for bat jump. If you miss the bat, And now you're down here. You can jump on this lamp post and then jump up and then come back down and try not to hit the bat on the way back down. It'd be funny if you did, though. Also, if you come late, you can jump over that boulder. And another boulder shouldn't come if you pass a boulder. You can actually time it so that you don't see boulder at all, but that's really slow. At this point in time, if the tables are together, it's faster to jump along the tables. If the tables are apart, it's faster to go up the hill and just jump on the last table. This is much better movement for those boxes. Damn it. I want to at least get this. Whatever. Okay. Galoshes skip is pretty self-explanatory, I think. It's one of the easiest tricks in the game. You charge, you get those two. Now, I think it's two. Yeah. So you're going to charge and you're going to jump in between these two conveyor belts because the snacks stupidly are placed in between. You want to land on this first conveyor belt here for as little time as possible because it's pushing Scooby this way. Any conveyor belt going the opposite direction of Scooby, you want to land on for as little time as possible. So you'll see I like tap it and then I jump again and quickly do my double jump to lose all that backwards momentum gained by this stupid thing. And conversely, try not to jump as soon as possible on the other ones and hold the forward momentum. The first jump will hold the momentum. The second jump cancels momentum. So just keep that in mind if you're going a direction you don't want to go. Now you're going to come here, grab these, go along, grab these, go along. Now, ideally, you'd be grabbing all of these in one swift back and forth. It takes a lot of practice to be able to do. That one snack over there doesn't take that long if you don't mind going for it. And you should have a little under 900. I'd probably say go for 895 entering Fishy 2. My Fishy 1 save is F2. I might go back and visit that if you guys think I should. What do you guys think? Either way, Fishy 1, Fishy 2, pretty simple. You're going to hold down, land on that, get these keys. Now, Fishy 2 is all about cycles and bonus snacks. So if you go fast enough, you can get a couple of bonus snacks here. You're going to jump on this. Now, when this platform, there's you can't see it right now, but there's a little fish pile here. When the bottom of the platform reaches the fish pile, I know I can jump. I wait a tiny bit after so that I know I make the jump for sure. If I'm really going for bonus snacks, I'll jump like right at the bottom of the fish pile, but it risks missing it. So I'm going to try to show that. Oh, I really didn't know where my fish pile was. It's actually even lower than the fish pile. It's like right there. And then get these groups of snacks. Now if that crab is walking that way, I know I can possibly get this bonus snack. That's the bonus snack right there at the end. If you move fast enough, you get it. Otherwise, you can't get it. Let me show this whole room otherwise. So you come in, you watch the cutscene. If you miss the snacks at the bottom, try not to backtrack for them because you should be able to make it up in bonus snacks if you keep moving. So if you miss like that one, you should be able to make that one up in bonus snacks. So I wouldn't worry about it. Now, Scooby doesn't actually have to charge to get his fastest speed on the fishy floors. So it's not necessary at all to charge. Now see that crab is right there, so I should be able to get the bonus snack. Yep, got the bonus snack. So see, that even makes up for missing that other snack. We're going to go to F5 so I can have both snacks. Want a snack? Don't leave me. Okay, good. Got all the snacks. You're gonna jump across now here on this, what's it called? I don't know how to describe it. This platform. We're gonna jump off after the snack that's right in front of me. Oh, I jumped a snack early, but still made it. We're gonna jump up after that snack right there. Get these two. This will set up your cycles perfectly. Run diagonal to this first snack here. You know it's the first snack because you can barely see the first platform. Sort of roll around. Don't worry about missing those because you're just going to come back and get them, hopefully, if you're not bad like me. Ah. You'll get a feel for where the first snack is in these lines. Towards the edge of this box, you can actually turn, grab all of these. You don't have to get them on the first trip. If you do, it just means you can sort of cut that corner a bit harder. You're going to get these right before the platform goes up. Now here you can just jump across to the door and enter Fishy 3. Now, for Fishy 3, there's a cycle skip in the very beginning. So I'm going to reload this, actually. Because you sort of want to get this. This saves a lot of time. If you essentially hold left and charge, you can skip an entire cycle there. Oh. The charge is fairly lenient, and the left angle isn't exactly precise. But you should be able to get it every time, hopefully. You might even be able to walk it. Yeah, you're actually even able to walk it. You don't even have to charge. So, why even risk charging when you can walk it? Then what you're going to do is, here, what I like to look for is there's a little barrel in the background. When the platform lines up with the edge of the barrel is when I know I can jump. So right there. When the little tip of the white barrel is sticking over the top is when I jump, as it's getting covered. So I'll try to point it out again right there. So here now I'll do it. And this is just essentially a long jump. You extend your double jump. You try to land on this, because if you don't land on this, it's going to be a little bit more troublesome to get the 5 snacks down here. Because if you don't land on it, you're going to slide down past. You don't want that. 5. Then you're going to get this. This is a bonus snack. There, you want that. You're going to get this line. Then you're going to jump down. Get these 2, ideally. These couple. Make sure to control Scooby's momentum and go into this room with about 993. That should be good. Fishy Clues 4 isn't too tricky. You're going to get a couple of these snacks. You're going to go around this conveyor belt, collecting as many snacks here as you can. Once you get the last set of snacks, you're going to come here, grab this snack, jump across to this conveyor belt. You can grab these snacks if you want. Then come down, grab this line, fall off, grab this snack, grab these snacks, this snack, these snacks, these 3 snacks, bounce on the trampoline and land on the snack gate. Now, if you fall, do not go back to the trampoline. You're going to slide naturally this way. It's closer now to go on this platform, get a couple of extra snacks, and jump up this way. And then go to the warp gate. So I think that's 2, yeah. So I'll just do the room again, show you guys. Again, when you're jumping in the same direction as the conveyor belts, extend your first jump out. When you're jumping the opposite direction, try to use your second jump as soon as you can. Also, if you need to change directions on the floor quickly, you can feel free to jump. It does lose some speed, though. Then from here, you're just going to leave Fishy. Is there a USB adapter for GameCube? So you can play GameCube games on emulator. Yes, there is. I'm actually currently using one. What I'm currently using is this. It's the GameCube controller adapter for Wii U and PC to USB. I don't know if you can read that with the glare. But this thing installs on Windows pretty much instantly. And no software really. It just sort of has online programs that Windows finds for you. Windows 10, I got it up and running with my Dolphin immediately. The only confusing thing is the number on the ports is reversed. So I have it plugged into what should be port 1, but it's actually port 4. So the only confusing thing about this. So now, if you're on the Pier 1, you want to get these snack lines in one jump each, except these two you want to get in both in one. So I like to get this one on the way up, that one on the way down. You did a great job of showing that. The first one you can jump kind of early because you want to get it on the way down. That one you want to jump right where I jumped. I'm not sure exactly where that is. Let me try to do it again. Right before the right before that pillar there. Right before this pillar here, like when these pillars line up, you'll see it. I jump with Scooby to get those snacks off screen. Well, there I messed it up because I wasn't doing it off of the where you come out. And that usually maybe a little later than those pillars, just so that you actually get all three. And then you're going to continue your momentum down here. Now, down here, you'll notice that these snacks are too high to actually reach. And if you do a full jump when you hold A, you'll hit these flying fish when they're above you. They apparently fly in a zigzag pattern. However, I can be completely safe doing pretty much one-frame hops. I'm not ever going to get hit by the flying fish here if I do one-frame hops. So what you do is when you come around this corner, after grabbing the other snacks, you try to do one-frame hops, which is good habit anyway, because you don't want to do too big hops to get these. Sometimes you'll still hit the fish because the platform's moving down and they're moving at an angle. You're going to turn this corner, bounce on the crabs, and then jump around that edge. Get all these snacks, try to avoid the ghost diver. Just move sort of in a general quick pace. Jump over here, charge this way, go up that. Get these. Try to jump. Now the hitbox for this magnifying glass is pretty thin. Like it's pretty much just there, right? And you'll hit it like when you move this way. And the snack hitbox extends up higher. So you can actually get the edge of the snack hitbox without hitting this hitbox. So you want to sort of avoid that when you're coming back down. If you do hit it, it's not too much of a time loss to mash A through this text box. So I'm going to do this room one more time fast, so that you can see it sort of in full speed. Not that you can't if you were to watch a run, but the only thing is I do want to get all the snacks so that I have an ideal snack count for the end, but let me do it really, really good. Here it comes. Here comes the really, really good one. Oh yeah, you can also charge around those corners. It's about the same speed. Oh, you want to try to not land on this ledge, but you also don't want to land on the, whatchamacallit again. You can jump behind that fishing village sign, but it's not as important. I'm going to run this way, avoid this crab. I should make a save state. I should have made a save state. You need to enjoy the movement of this room one more time. You'll get to see a couple of different strats I have, because I'm lined up differently now, so I don't have the charges lined up quite the same. That was a slightly better version of the room anyway, so I'm happier. Okay, let's make F6. So now you're going to charge into this room right away. You're going to grab one snack, two snacks, one snack, one snack, one snack. All the snacks. Now, depending on how risky you want to be, you can either go for all but you want to either go for all but 2 or all but 3, depending on how risky you want to be. All but 3 is safe. All but 2 is risky because then you're in the territory of like hitting the fish. I feel like you can get that snack from down here. Maybe not. Okay, anyway. Coast for some ghosts. Do it again. Oh, well, I missed that snack. Now I gotta... Damn it. That's okay. I'm just gonna cut this all out and post anyway. The whole tutorial is just gonna be GGS. It's okay. It's gonna be good at GGS. Now you have sub 30. You did it. You can get all these snacks. Now let me seriously here, because screw this fish. You can go for all but 2 and try not to hit the fish. That's really difficult. I normally go for all but 3. That's what I go for usually. If you want to be risky and go for all but 2, it's just about waiting slightly longer. Once you get all but 2, or all but 3, whatever you want to do. Because see, if you wait too long, you're just going to either get hit and fall in the hole, or just fall in the hole because you didn't move fast enough. That's why I wouldn't recommend going all but 2. All but 1 is apparently possible, but you get hit by the fish, so definitely don't recommend that. Get all but 2, get these 3. You can actually drop slightly down in both of those 2 last holes that I showed, and get all the snacks in them. I'm going to quickly save this so I can go back and show you again. So essentially what you do is when you get here, you fall slightly down and you can get those 3. Same thing here, you're going to fall slightly down and get those 3. Once you do that, you're going to get these 2, land and run, and try to get a good charge off the edge. So notice that there's 2 different types of charges off the edge. You can get one more like this, where you'll sort of fall and then delay and then die. And then you can also get one more like this, where you just sort of fall and die instantly. There are some risks to doing it this way, and let me see if I can get it to happen. There's a certain camera you can get if you're not careful. See if I can... There, that should do it. Oh, well, there's also the infinite death, but that's not... It's not anything fun. Anyway, get that death kind of quick. Hopefully don't get the screwed up camera angle. Get these 2. That one, single jump, double jump. Jump up here. Charge around that ghost diver. That can be a little tricky to do. But definitely worth learning. Double jump. Single jump. Double jump. Double jump. Around the thing. Get this snack, get this snack, get this snack box, get 4, drop down, go behind the fish, get that 5, get these 5, come down, land and charge, and then slide down this. After you get this last snack, turn off without the sandwich. Cutting these corners saves tiny, tiny bits of time. Land on the crab. This ghost diver will actually be in a different cycle. Let me try to show that cycle. He'll be like walking that way under the box. And the fish is going to be in a completely different cycle now. You should be able to do it before he even lands. The fish looks about right, so I'll do this anyway. The fish was a little different. It's a little bit more cooperative. so let me show that whole room again, just to try to demonstrate my point a bit better. Oh. This is like not working out too well. Okay, there we go. Ah, but now my stupid cord is stuck. Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's just do it. This is to sort of demonstrate the cycles that you're looking for, to know you've gone through this room fast enough. I'm a little late, and I missed 5. Yeah, I'm a little late on my cycle, not too late though. So the fish will be over there. And then here the fish will notice you. So you can sort of juke the fish like this. And then like that. And that's sort of what you want to go for to finish that cycle off. Do one more time just to make sure I get the right amount of snacks. Thanks for the host, Milky Way Squid. It's always appreciated. Sorry if I missed any other hosts while I've been doing this. Been sort of focusing on explaining everything I can. Now, if you have any questions further than what I'm currently doing, feel free to ask me. I'm most likely still active in the Discord, unless it's like 20, 30. Then I'm no promises. So what I actually do in these barrels is I break them and then jump. It's hard to see with the smoke, but as soon as all the barrels are broken, I jump and grab the key that's in the top barrel. I got a weird fish cycle there. Didn't chase me. So now this room is a little tricky to do quick. I'm going to do it and then try to go back and explain it. Okay, yeah, so that was that room minus that last little bit there, but I still even made the cycle. So what you're trying to do essentially is you're going to charge along this first pier as much as you can, and pretty much at the corners, at the first 2 corners, you can stop your charge. After this one, you're going to charge around this full corner and hug the inside, because that's the side that the crab you won't hit. Again, you're going to full extend charge around these corners, charge around this corner, hug the inside, then you're going to hug the inside because that guy will turn, and then you're going to swap in between the crab and this ghost diver. You're going to go from hugging the inside to when you get to the ghost diver, hugging the outside. So that looks like that. Let me do it again. So extend a charge, extend a charge, extend a charge, outside, inside, inside, outside. Then you're going to come around this way, get those snacks, and this should put you as that box is going up. Don't be scared. You have plenty of time if you do the movement that way, even if you like get hit or something. Plenty of time to make first cycle, and as long as you're calm going through here, you can make it through every time. I even got hit by the witch, and I still made it through relatively calmly. You're going to charge. If you extend the charges fully, you should actually make that second charge all the way to the crab. And you can actually get fewer charges along there than I'm doing. I'm doing them kind of safe. But you can even get fewer charges, which would make you go faster. Again, if you can get fewer charges somewhere, you'll go faster. And then you're just going to go into the next room. Now, in the next room, I'm going to be showing the 2 methods. First, I'm going to show the invisible fishnet method, which all emulators have. So if you don't have invisible fishnet, you might want to think about running an emulator. So invisible fishnet method first. You're going to come this way, get all these snacks, sort of trying to jump on the crabs the way I did. Then if you're early, you can get hit by that fish right there and make that jump. That's an early cycle. That cycle is relatively difficult to make and takes good timing with the boats. If you make this cycle after this, I will show you my sound cue to know you made the cycle after this. Right there, you'd be jumping off the net when the sound track goes doot doot, and that's how you know you got the second possible cycle. If you get it this one, that's the first possible cycle and the fastest. That cycle is extremely difficult to make though. Let me try to show the normal cycle going through here. The normal cycle going through here, you just like, if you go a little bit slower, and you tend to maybe not get some of the snacks ahead of the fish. Like those snacks, getting those ahead of the fish are difficult, but that's sort of one way to tell you're going to get the early cycle. If you get hit, you're done for. You can't make that early cycle. Oh, maybe I can still make it, but it'd be risky. So if you don't make the early cycle, you're going to see that fish go by, get the sandwich, get him, the caveman will chase you. You can go for bonus snacks on the left if you're feeling crazy. I'm not going to do that, because ideally you wouldn't do that. But now listen to the music as I finish Coast Boats. Just so you know you get the first cycle, not the perfect cycle. See, right there. And that would be if you have Invisible Fishnet. Now, if you don't have Invisible Fishnet, the fastest strat for you to do is... That's the wrong one. The fastest strat for you to do is to come down this way. Obviously get that one snack. I thought I could make it without jumping. Get hit by those two fish, jump over this way, and then go forwards through Coast Boats. The thing about going forward through Coast Boats is it means you have to backtrack through a little bit extra and wait on this slow boat. But you get a couple of extra snacks there too, so I guess it's worth it. It's probably worth the time difference. To some extent. But yeah, that's what you do if you didn't have Invisible Fishnet. It's a little bit slower overall, but you get 4 extra snacks. Whether those 4 extra snacks are actually worth that strat is probably up for debate. It might actually be. I might want to take a look into that. Because you can get essentially those 4 snacks for free. Because the time difference isn't that big unless you get early cycle over here, which is ridiculously difficult to get. Because see, that already missed the early cycle. Yeah. You got to get the fish on the very edge of that platform to be able to make early cycle. You can also go for those bonus snacks, which I guess I'll go for in the official round. So then you're only missing 2 the other way. Might not be worth it. Yeah, you see the music cue. Now we're pretty much done with the run. There's only a couple things left to do. I'm gonna do 5. So now one of the good things about this snack route is we completely route out this entire line here. Because although it's fast going, there is no quick way coming back. So we are routing out this entire line of like maybe 10 snacks for hook jump or something like that. The same thing with fishy. We do the same thing in fishy. We route out a bunch of those. We route out a bunch of those lines everywhere, and then for like hook jump, the 10 chandelier snacks, the bunch in the beginning of the run. Most of them are faster by a good 3 seconds. This one's the only one that's a little iffy. If you're bad at hook jump or bad at chandelier jump, put these snacks back in instead. They're not that much time loss. I saved at 5, right? 6? Oh, I'm not clicked on. Yeah, you're going to run here. You're going to turn this way, jump on this rock, jump up next to those snacks. There's a little invisible ledge right here. Now there are two strats, and I suck at both of them. The first strat is to just jump straight through the invisible wall. To be honest, I don't know how people even do this one. I can't really do it consistently. But you can essentially jump through the invisible wall there. I'm not really sure at all how people do it. Maybe they get higher up. Yeah, that's probably it. They probably get higher up than I do. So if you can get the jump on top there, and then sort of jump through. Otherwise, what I like to do is I like to jump and then jump around to the on top section. Because otherwise, what might happen is you might get into this area where you're sort of stuck, and the only thing to do is to sort of jump around. But if you can get the jump high enough up, then you shouldn't have an issue getting all the way up. But it's always been faster to me to just... Yeah, see, like, because then you can also get stuck down here, and then you just have to die in the water. Not a fun time. So I would recommend my way. It's faster if you can figure it out the other way. But I cannot. If you do it my way, you also get all those snacks at the top first try. If you do it the other way, I'll do the strat. If you do it the other way, where you jump straight through, you have to jump on the barrels and then jump and get all the snacks up top. When you land back down here, take a look at where the tar monster is. Depending on what cycle the tar monster's on, you can run, and if you can jump over him and get this snack and this snack before getting those, and that gets most of the snacks in that line without having to worry too much. Run over here. I like to grab this snack box first because you're able to see it, and then you run past this fish monster. Try to get those 6. If you don't need them, you don't have to get them. You might be ahead snacks. Don't need them then. Then you're going to try to get all the ones in this water section. You're going to get these. Come up here. These. Now, when you're on this pipe, you want to charge off of it. Charging off of it will land you on the first snack in this line. Let me get a save state. If you charge off this pipe, you'll land on that snack there, which is the first snack in this line. So as soon as you hear that snack, you then turn around and charge this way. You get that 5, that 5, and then depending on where this tar monster is, you hug the inside wall or you go around him, depending on what's faster. Now, I've seen a lot of people struggle with the one cycle here. This one cycle is really easy. It's lenient enough that you're able to get hit like twice before the door closes, and you can even get hit 3 times and skip a snack box and still make it. So you're gonna get that box. Gonna go for the perfect hit if you can. Get these 3. Now watch where my charges go, because there's 1 charge, there's 2 charges. There's 3 charges. There's the 4th charge. Now I hug the outside. Now I hug the inside. Now here it's faster to hug the inside, but the outside I find is more consistent. Again, hug the inside next to the tar monster. And you can hug the inside next to the witch. I'm faster when I hug the outside. You should be able to get up here while that door is opening. You can get another perfect frame release hit on that thing up top, on the lighthouse light up top. And what that frame perfect hit will let you do is, if you either mash B again or mash A as you run into it, you can essentially skip Scooby's, what's it called, animation, like bonking his head animation, and jump right into the Super Smash. So I think I saved it 4. Yeah. I'm going to show it fast with the normal cycles. Let's say you do bonk, that's still fine. Try to get those 2 boxes in the same charge from near the bottom of the steps. Now let's even say, for example, while you're running here, you hit like that guy. Or, for example, let's say you hit like... That's still fine. Just get the snacks, continue on. You're fine, you're fine. Start this charge, get around the tar monster. I like to go behind the witch personally. I feel it's faster for me personally. Look, I still made it with plenty of time. I didn't get the jump. That's okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to turn right off here, drop down, try to super smash close to the floor, because it's possible for you to get the quick super smash animation. Everything is normal. Doing cheat percent runs will help you get fast at this section. Now that we have the super smash, we can use it to gain some height off the caveman there. This one you can actually jump on that ledge. And if you can do that fast and smooth, that's quicker than super smashing the caveman. Super smashing the caveman otherwise is like, I think, less than half a second difference. With that snack, go along this way. You want about 800 going into the final area. If you have 800, we can ideally skip all the snacks in Fishy. I'm a little over because this is ideal snack route. As you see, I just slide. When I get to this snack gate, I just, like, if I enter it like the way I want to, it'll already be there for me, and I'll just have to press up A. But that often doesn't happen, so I actually just slide down to, up, left, up A. Because then if I did get it, the first up input will get me there, and I can press A. If I didn't get it, I can get it there. Now, there's actually a way to speed this room up is you can actually get a really low super smash very close to the thing that'll, it's 5? Yeah. You can get a really low super smash that'll actually cancel half the animation. But it's relatively difficult to get. I wouldn't go for it viably. It saves at most the super smash animation, which is nothing. Don't hold forward here, because if you hold forward coming in this room, you'll be hit by a bat, and you don't want to do that. So just wait. After it starts, hold forward, get that snack box. Super smash Moody goes. Now, it's possible to get quick hits on that fish. Here, I'll try it. Yeah, there. See, I got a quick hit, but I was a frame late. And the quick hit actually also hurt me, but it's possible to get a quick hit on the fish where you don't actually do the super smash animation right there. And that's a really quick way to kill that fish. It's a little difficult to do timing wise. I always go for the second one because the first one's not worth going for, but the second one, if you do it late, the fish doesn't hit you. Show it again if I can. Yeah, see, I got the semi-good one where the fish hits me. And I'm screwing up here. Well, that's good. The fish is really tall, so it's not like normal enemies. See, and you get the second one, the perfect hit. And if you're over this button when you hit the fish, it's also possible you'll hit this button. Now, if you come in here with as many snacks as I have, you're going to skip all the snacks over here. However, you want to leave this room with 810 exactly. You want to leave this room... No, that's a lie. You want to leave this room with at least 800. You want to leave this room with at least 800. I over-collected, I think, a tiny bit because the route's really lenient. Like, the perfect route's a little lenient, but you want to leave this room with at least 800. I usually aim for 805 when I stop collecting. Because we're pretty much at the end now. We need perfect snacks, so... If you don't have this many snacks, go collect. This side is faster than the left side, but if you need both, go to the left side first, then loop around. Take note that there are a bunch of snacks in here, so you'd ideally leave this room. You get that line of snacks and this line of snacks. I think it totals up to 12 snacks. I had 9, yeah, it totals up to 12 snacks. So if you need 12 snacks, just go through. If you need 12 plus 5 or 12 plus 2, you can get these 2 with a single jump. You can also get these 5, but it takes going around twice. So yeah, I don't need any of those snacks, so I'm going to show you the reason we skip all the... So we're able to now just run through here, not even worry about any of these snacks. Because we have enough to finish the game already. And we're going to go into this store here. You're probably going to have about 10 less snacks than me. Oh, that key is annoying. Let me die and do a save state. I'll do F4. So, load it again. You can tap the edge of the key without touching the cauldron. But you want to do... When Scooby's standing still, if you jump, he does a straight up jump, and his hitbox becomes vertical. If you're moving when you jump, he does a sort of like a diving jump. And if you're running, he like extends it even more. So you want to move and then do like a diving jump at this key and grab it around the bubbles. Because you can extend your hitbox into the key and not the bubbles. Then you're going to run this way, grab this snack box, key over the bubbles. This one, this key should be good, and then this key should be good. You're going to have about 800 and... You want, ideally what you want is, you can skip hitting that guy too if you want, but he gets my way. You ideally want 840 entering lab 1. So that would be 835 at the end of this room, which I have right now, so I'll skip that one snack. Mash through this text. You guys know Shaggy Skip. The old Shaggy Skip was over here. We don't do that anymore. What you're going to do is get to about this line, get Scooby in this box, jump diagonally back. I don't know if you can see this, but once he's in this box, you jump diagonally back, you'll hit like a little ledge there. If you hit that ledge, then you can jump to the key. It's a little bit harder of a jump, but it's way more consistent. Once you hit the key, let go of this thumbstick and fall down to the ground. This will set you up for perfect Redbeard Skip. Going for perfect Redbeard Skip helps, even if you don't feel it does. From here, you're going to charge into this room, hit perfect Redbeard Skip, and go for it. Sometimes you'll get it, sometimes you won't. Otherwise, just do Redbeard Skip as normal. Redbeard Skip, essentially, you're jumping up against this square box in the corner. Where is... You're jumping up against this square box here. After getting on the crate, you're going to jump against this square box. When you land on it, you're going to jump up top. I'm going to try to pause at a good frame so that you can see. I hate the pause menu. Okay, that's better. So now what you're aiming for here... Oh, that's not good. What you're aiming for here is there's a ledge that extends around here. You're aiming for this corner, and you want Scooby to be facing this direction. You want him to be facing, like, to the left. If he's facing to the left, his paws will sort of, like, clip this ledge, and you'll be able to get up. You'd also have him try to have him facing directly into the wall. That's a little harder to do consistently, though. Again, you sort of want the moving jump so that Scooby's... Like, you don't want the straight up jump. It's a little bit harder to get with the straight up jump. It's still doable, but if you have the moving jump and you extend your jump so that they're as high as possible, you should be able to get it and get up there. Anything else? No, I think that's pretty much it for Redbeard Skip. Now on to everyone's favorite. So if you're coming from the beginning of the video, because I'll probably put a link to this so that you guys can check it out. This is GGS. Let me leave and come back so I can make a save state. Welcome to hell. You're going to have to spend probably many hours here to be able to get it relatively consistently at all. I'm going to try to do it once for you. No promises, though, because this thing is the most annoying skip in the game. But I want you to just sort of take a look at, as I'm doing it, what I'm doing and what you're seeing every time. And I'm going to explain it hopefully after I get it in a second. Are you serious? Second ledge? Second ledge is being mean to me. There are sort of two games to GGS. The first game to GGS is consistency. The second game to GGS is prediction. So, that's so broad. First off, consistency in where you're jumping is important, and understanding where you're jumping. My first jump, I always try to aim Scooby towards the middle of this, and you'll feel him sort of scrape. This is good. If he scrapes and then you jump, you're going to get that ledge much more consistently than if you don't scrape first. Like if I just go at it, I'm going to miss the ledge half the time for like no reason. But as soon as I feel the scrape and then jump, I'm going to get it. It's stupid like that. From there, you're going for max height jumps, essentially. Max height jump to the left should get you somewhere around the second ledge over here. I like to use this dot as reference. Get Scooby about to this dot. This ledge is really big left and right wise, so if you can get further to the left or more in the middle, you should be good. So depending on where is comfortable for you. Me, I personally always go for the inside because I tend to get the third jump better if I can land on the inside of this ledge. For some reason, the second ledge isn't cooperating with me today. Often you'll find one of the ledges is just being annoying to you. For me, it was always the first ledge, but ever since I got this set up from Pong with the first ledge, I haven't had trouble with it. Hopefully I can get it at least once to show off during the tutorial. I don't know why it's being so finicky. It might also just be easier on real console, but probably not the case. It doesn't seem to make sense. If you can get it consistently enough that you can get first or second bat cycle, you should have good runs going every time you get here. GGS shouldn't kill too many runs. It's still going to kill some, because it is GGS. But yeah, there's nothing really I can say that hasn't been said before for this trick. This trick's annoying. You really need to get super high on that second ledge. Another strat you can use is you can jump back here. There is a second ledge back there as well. If you can get one sort of in the middle. Oh, you're essentially just trying to preempt that last jump and the second jump the whole way through. Because you want to be able to, like, there are going to be times when you land on the ledge. You want to make sure you're jumping for all of them so that you don't mess them up. So there I got half the third ledge, which isn't good enough. You'll know you've gotten the third ledge when Scooby crouches down like that. Like I did on the first ledge, but on the third ledge. Oh, well, that was badly aimed. That's fine. I'm probably going to cut most of this out. Screw GGS. There it is. Okay, so that's a little bit hard to explain. Hopefully the controller cam was good enough that you sort of saw what was going on. From here, you're going to wait till the bat gets under the platform and then jump over to him. Try to actually land on him so you don't have to do GGS again. When you enter the room, you're going to hold up, get this first jump. What you're essentially trying to do is go for a double jump for the sort of the slim hope that you actually land on it first try. It rarely happens, but if you do, that'll set you up really nicely for 2 attempts at first bat cycle, maybe an attempt and a half. Otherwise, you'll miss it, you'll fall down. You still get to attempt first bat cycle. It's the next then set of jumps that matters for first bat cycle. And if you can actually get it to you know, if everything lines up correctly. See, like, I don't understand why that wasn't good. What I'm thinking, it's the the Z, my height was good, but like I wasn't lined up properly on the beam for the third jump. The second jump is like lost on me. I don't understand the second jump at all. Like it feels like I do the same thing every time for the second jump, and I don't always land on that ledge. So there is also 2-jump GGS, which instead of going for this first ledge, which I wouldn't do anymore because the first ledge is really consistent, is just sort of jump at this second ledge here, because you can barely make it up to where the second ledge is with a double jump. And sort of like hope to land on that ledge. But again, the first ledge is so consistent, and it really helps solidify the consistency of the second ledge, that I would really not suggest 2-jump GGS to anyone. Make sure to stretch your hands while trying. Man, I was way better at this the other day. Oh, well, I knew I lined up the third jump wrong, but the second jump I lined up better. So the second jump, it seems to be you can't be holding the leftmost angle, because it doesn't work as much with the leftmost angle. Can you land up there, please? I don't know what you want from me, GGS. I've given you my blood, sweat, and tears. Like, what else do you need? The half jump. So if you get the half jump, it's essentially meaning that you're not patient enough at the top. You want to be slightly more patient, because that means that Scooby didn't quite fall under the ledge yet, like that. See how I sort of waited a second before pressing A that time? Because I waited that extra second, it gave Scooby time to land and actually hit the ledge. I'm going to do it one more time. Let's load the save state. Hopefully get first bat cycle. Nope, I missed first bat cycle. Either way, keep at it, because you never know with this game. Like, you might get really good mastermind RNG or something. See, I didn't wait again. I did the same thing I did earlier. The issue is that if you wait too long, it becomes like you'll miss it if you didn't get the ledge, so I don't know. Is the struggle with GGS. That time, it's not that I waited too long as much as I didn't hit it at all. There we go. Good GGS. That jump is pretty simple. If you need to do a super smash to make that ledge, go ahead, you know, no issues there. From here, you want to jump up on this railing. Now, the fast strats, first one, is to go this way and super smash the boxes. That's decently fast. The other one, and the fastest, especially if you come in here with 840, charge down here. As soon as you get off that railing, you sort of do a super smash. So I'll try to show it. It's really difficult to time, and I usually don't go for it. I think I went for it in my PB, but this is not worth going for, to be honest, unless you have a sub 30. Like, probably this would be a time if you're going for a sub 28. Yeah, you essentially have to hit the very edge of the light You can make it without the charge. I find the charge makes it a little bit more consistent and easy, but that's just me. So essentially you're just charging till about the, like, I don't know if you can't see because of the angle, but like the third, like, railing, and then right at about the third railing you're jumping, because you need enough height, but you also need the distance. See, like, that barely made it. That was like the very latest I could have jumped to make it. Once you get here, it's just sort of a matter of jumping over, and you can make it all with double jumps. Always jump towards the center of the room, so that the very top of the ceiling is at its highest. You're gonna go and you're gonna try for a quick lightning turn off. You probably won't get a quick lightning turn off. That's just essentially when you hit A and B kind of close together. So you do really close to the ground super smashes. And take note that you can move around a bit while charging up super smash. Yeah, but at this point in time you should have 850, and then you can go do Lido skip. Now this is Lido skip or Lab 2 skip. What you're going to do is, coming out of this room here, you're going to hold forward, essentially, jump, and then jump backwards up against this wall. If you want to speed it up a little, you can start to go diagonal, but the walls are a bit less lenient diagonal, so it's harder to do. I'd just go straight up the wall and then walk over. Now you are going completely blind. So Scooby's up there, and I'll try to get the camera over to show you. But he's up wedged in a corner. Now what you're jumping, you want to picture this. There is a ledge up above here where you can't see. There's a little ledge. So let's say Scooby's here. You want to jump this way onto the ledge. So like holding like this way, then this way. Up left, then straight right. You'll land on the ledge. Then from that ledge, you can jump a little bit up, like up left to up. And go towards this way. You want to extend that jump as long as possible, and then the camera will change and you'll be able to see if you need to adjust it all. So I'm going to try to show you it and then move the camera over there. Yeah, so let me see if I can get the camera to change. Let me get over there. Oh, that's not the camera change I wanted. So again, let me try to show this again, because see, I'm holding down left, and then I jump around onto that wall. Oh, I missed it. I didn't wait long enough. I jump sort of onto that wall. Waited too long. There, I made it. I just wasn't high enough. What you can do if you're not high enough, you can actually adjust, and there's other ledges over by that wall that you can use to get up. Like, if you're not high enough, there's one to the right there. And if you can react in time, you can get it. Like, there's a ledge here that you can get and jump up from. Let me see if I can get back over here. Okay, good. So here's where you are in Lido skip, I believe. You're up here. So you get wedged in this corner up here. Then what you're doing is you're jumping on top of that ledge up here, which is a very tiny ledge, so you only have a second or two to do this. But what you're essentially doing is you're jumping up on this ledge and then jumping over to there. And it can be a little hard to show. I'm going to try to get up there again and show you again. But once you get the muscle memory down for it, it should be fine. Because what you're really trying to do is, do exactly that. What you're really trying to do is run along that little ledge for a little bit before doing those jumps. You can probably sort of tell from my controller cam, because right now I'm landing on the ledge. So I'm landing on the ledge right now, and then I'm sort of trying to extend my time on the ledge as much as I can before I go over there. Then you also want to extend your two jumps, because you're not going for a high jump, you're going for a long jump. Ah! And I'm not adjusting at all. That's fine. We'll spend as much time on Lido skip as GGS. I wonder if it's even possible to... No, probably not. Just checking to see if there are other setups for this, if you fail it once. Yeah, so... Let me actually make a save state up here, so I don't have to keep doing Lido skip if I miss it again. But, yeah, so... I forget what save state I made. That's fine. Yeah. Once you're sort of here, you want to sort of run along that ledge as much as you can. But again, it's not that long. It may look like a long time when I'm actually up here and doing it, but it's not that long. So this is the same, just a different camera angle. So this is the inputs you need. Let me see if I can get this. Nice! Now that I try to show the inputs you need. Okay, so the inputs are that. And it has to be pretty much timed exactly like that. Blind. Or else you're gonna like fall and not get it. This takes a lot of practice and can be extremely humiliating after getting GGS. From there, you can pay the snack gate here and go into Little Lab. Now, Little Lab is pretty straightforward. Still gonna make save state, I guess, just in case. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to aim for the stairs. Let me reload this and we'll watch the cutscene again. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to aim for the stairs right here when the cutscene ends. The very edge of these stairs have collision. Should take care of this guy. Try swinging from my legs, pal. Hold up left, or up right rather, get on those stairs collision, grab Shaggy's legs, go over to this button. You can make the jumps back, so make sure to do that. Try to land in the shark tank with him, and then pick him up, press down, and then throw him up. He should land up there every time. What I use is when Scooby's nose reaches the top of the snack, I jump. And you can run through the gate and get there. Not too bad. I'm not going to be doing gold skip because gold skip is stupid. It doesn't save any time without the umbrella. You're going to go this way. You have to delay that a second or you're not going to make it. I didn't do a save state, so I'll die. What you want to do is you want to delay this jump half a second. Otherwise, you won't make it. And you can use the Super Smash to extend the time. Then you're going to run over here and trigger the cutscene. During the cutscene, I like to hold up upright and get into this angle. That way, as soon as the cutscene ends from mashing, I can go into B and go right through the wall. Now, here you have to know how much health you have. If you just died, you have 3. If you didn't, you might have 2 or 1. Get the snack if you need it. Hit the buttons. And then do the mastermind fight as normal. I'm just going to give some random pointers for the mastermind fight. Try to get first frame super smashes on the robots by going from A to B kind of quick. That wasn't a good example of it, but the first one was. Don't worry as much about hitting these buttons early. It doesn't make as big as a difference as you'd think. Don't get that food, because that food tells you where the Funland robot spawns. Now, I went for a trick that's essentially... oh, I got unlucky there. There's a certain trick you can do where you get a re-hit on a robot. This involves charging into the robot On the frame you hit it, letting go of B, pressing A, and then B again within a couple frames. This will look like charge, jump, super smash. It's really hard to do. That's what it looks like. Really difficult to do, but doable. So now Mastermind will spawn. This is all RNG. Just try to hit him towards the middle, because from the middle it's easier to aim him towards the buttons. Make sure to keep yourself high on food. When he hits the lightning, he's dead, and that's the end of the run right there. Fun fact: the run's over. You can still trigger this cutscene, and you've still gotten time. You're still good. So this was the Scooby-Doo Night Under Frights Advanced Any % tutorial. GGS is going to be the biggest obstacle here. Really need to get GGS down, and the more you practice it that day particularly, the better you'll be at it. So biggest suggestions if you're having trouble: GGS, GGS, GGS. Focus on GGS. If you can get a good run with GGS, you'll have a good run, and it only takes one good run. So well, yeah. Thanks everyone for watching, and hope to see you run Night of 100 Frights soon.
It's always the spooky groundskeeper. What do you people have against groundskeepers? Some detectives. Why don't you just say the butler did it? But no, it's always got to be the groundskeeper, don't it? Anytime some ghost scares somebody off a well-kept lawn, it's just got to be the groundskeeper. Like we couldn't just put up a sign that says keep off the grass. Nah, I'll just get myself a big old rubber monster suit.
As I was saying, let's see who the mastermind really is.
It's Professor Alexander Graham!
Oh, me? Oh, my.
Uncle Alexander? I don't believe it.
I knew it all the time.
Something just doesn't add up. If you ask me, someone's playing a nasty trick. A trick of the light. Wow! That was just another hologram. Holly, what are you doing there?
Zoinks! But Holly's right.
Wrong, Shaggy. That Holly was just another hologram. The real Holly has been the mastermind the entire time. Think about the clues.
Remember how Holly said she followed all of our cases? Only she'd know enough about our old foes to program holograms of them.
And I noticed how she passed through that rail near the secret lab.
By setting up a hologram of herself when the mastermind was around, she'd have the perfect alibi.
But what I don't get is how she got the professor here. In a mastermind costume, no less.
Well, that's simple. She used my patent-pending, dressed for supper, suck you upper. I spent so much time in the lab that I built a device that could get me dressed and to the front door in seconds. That way I can
Be on time to pay the pizza delivery man.
Exactly.
Ruthie!
Holly must have used it to get here ahead of us and switch places with her uncle.
Who she'd already stuffed up there.
It was very uncomfortable, let me tell you.
Like, and don't forget the most important clue of all. Hologram. Get it? Hologram. Hi, kill me.
But why, Holly? Why go through all of this? You guys would have caught my uncle, and when he was sent to jail, I'd steal his super hologram invention and claim I came up with it myself. I would have made a fortune, too.
Well, it was a good plan.
Yeah, and I would have gotten away with it, too, if not for you meddling kids and your pesky dog.
Huh?
Here, Professor, let me help you.
Oh, thank you, kids. I don't know how to repay you.
Well, all these fiddles are a great start. Hey! Scooby-Dooby-Doo!